Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the CD guy, Johnny Z here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today, I'm going to share my thoughts on Ghost's performance live at the Polar Prize Music Ceremony 2025, covering Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. First off, I want to give a huge thank you to Real Gleff on Twitch, who streamed the banquet broadcast live. Polar Music wasn't going to be uploading the banquet to YouTube until after it concluded, and so this was live on Swedish TV. So big thanks to him for streaming it for Ghost fans, in the rest of the world here. And I'll leave the link to his Twitch account if you want to check him out. If you're on that platform, definitely give him a follow. So thanks a lot for making that available to Ghost fans worldwide. Ghost covered Bohemian Rhapsody, which I was not expecting at all. That's a really ambitious cover for sure, and Queen are not an easy band to cover by any stretch of the imagination. I was thinking maybe they'd cover Hammer to Fall, or if they wanted to do something in line with the Sister Imperator lore, maybe Sail Away Sweet Sister, but this is really cool. And of course, joining them, you have Frederik Akesson on guitar of Opeth. And with that said, let's dive in here to my thoughts on their performance, how they did covering one of the greatest rock songs of all time. I almost forgot to mention, that this is the first time that we are seeing Ghost or Papa V performing live since the reveal of the new Papa. Some people have been able to sneak in phones, to record some of the Skeletor, especially over the last few days. Some of that has come out, but this is the first time for a lot of people to see and hear the new era of Ghost live in much better quality. Tobias Forge knows how to pick his covers, whether it be Phantom of the Opera, If You Have Ghosts, It's a Sin, We Don't Need Another Hero, Sympathy for the Devil, etc., and now Bohemian Rhapsody. Really cool to see V up there with Frederik from Opeth, and they were joined by the Erik Erikson Chamber Choir. And Tobias was very clearly nervous at first, almost flubbing the lyrics right away, but, to be fair, who wouldn't be nervous performing, Queen's biggest song in front of Brian May and Roger Taylor, but he shook those nerves pretty quickly, and this was a pretty straightforward cover, but that makes sense as this night was about Queen. They didn't deviate much from the original song here, but Tobias also didn't try to, copy Freddie Mercury either, so his delivery was definitely his own here, and Frederik nailed the Brian May solo as well. Then you got to see Tobias a bit more in his element, I'd say, as a performer during the second half of the song, showing a lot more charisma as Perpetua, and it kind of reminded me when Metallica performed One live at the Grammys, and they seemed nervous at first, right, but then flipped a switch and nailed it in the second half of the song, so it reminded me a lot of that, and all in all, I think they did a really good job here, and I was expecting the rest of the band and the Goulettes to do the operatic part, but the choir was a nice touch, and at the end, Papa hits the gong, which is really cool to see to close it out, and I'd say the funniest thing for me here was seeing Brian May's reaction to Papa. I'm not sure if he really gets the whole Ghost thing, but this was still really cool and a job well done, and I'm gonna need someone to rip this and put it on streaming as soon as possible. So that wraps up this video here. Just wanted to share my thoughts real quick of Ghost, specifically Tobias Forge, Papa V's performance live at the Polar Prize Ceremony 2025, honoring Queen with the performance of Bohemian Rhapsody alongside Frederik from Opeth and the Erik Erikson Chamber Choir. Very cool stuff here. I've been looking forward to this all day, so I just wanted to share my thoughts here real quick. And again, big thanks to Real Gleff over on Twitch. I'll leave his channel linked down below if you want to give him a follow over there. I'm sure that he would appreciate that. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel down below, turn on the bell for notifications so you don't miss a new upload. I do have another video coming later today. Going to be reacting to the Iron Maiden setlist as they start their Run for Their Lives world tour, so definitely stay tuned for that. And until next time, it's the CD guy, Johnny Z, signing off. Take care, everybody.